guys, and welcome back to my channel, Miss Crochet and Coffee. And today we're going to do a little tutorial on the diamond painting tool. Now, I got a lot of questions and a lot of feedback from you guys yesterday. I greatly appreciate all the comments. So I'm going to show you what I've learned about this tool over the last, say, almost 24 hours. Now, it's a pretty handy tool, and I did learn a couple of things. Now, one, I found out that one, the serrated edge isn't just on the top, it's on the side as well. Two, you can use this on a full drill. I've been using this on my Free Like a Bird piece from Diamond Art Club. And all I've been doing is essentially finding a spot. And I put the flat end on top of the diamonds that I've already placed. And then I just line it up really good. So you just want to make sure it's lined up real good over where you want to place your diamonds. Because you want to be able to see your symbols when you go to place. So you might have to do this a couple of times. Again, I've only had this tool for a couple of hours, not even 24 hours, but I did play around with it yesterday so I could give you guys a little bit more of a tutorial on how to use it. Alright, so what I do is I press down. I'm pressing down on the mesh netting so that it'll stick to the canvas. And as you can see, this part is sticking up a little bit because it's on the raised diamonds. And then this part is laying on the canvas. And it's okay for it to lay there. I'm not sure about the adhesive on other paintings because I wanted to try this on my Diamond Art Club because I knew that if I laid this on there, that it wasn't going to bubble the canvas or cause any damage because Diamond Art Club uses glue instead of like the double-sided adhesive. So we're going to go ahead and lay that on there like that. And then I also learned that you can use a multi-placer when doing this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to find a block of colors, and I am going to show you how I use my 3-placer on there. So I have my diamonds on my pen. I'm going to find a spot that takes 3 of that color, and I'm just going to press down. Now when you press down, you'll feel them pop into place, and if you want to make sure, you can just press them down individually and they're all popped into place. So it doesn't have to be on the same color, obviously. You can do multiple colors if you need to. I made sure last night to do some trial and error so that I could show you guys today how exactly I've been using it. And like I said, you can use it for multiple colors, so it doesn't have to all be the same color. So we're going to fill in some of these, and then we're going to go back through and press them down to make sure. I did notice that it does slow me down a little bit, especially if I'm using the multi-placer. Because again, you want to go back and make sure that they're all in place. There will be a little bit of a gap between your diamonds and the canvas. You could push it straight up, but there's a line right here that kind of makes it difficult. I'm trying to see or make sure I'm getting them in there. It will also tell you if your diamonds are all the same shape. Hold on one second. Alright. So it'll also let you know if your diamonds are all the same shape, because if they're not the exact same size, or if they're bigger, if they have knobbly bits or anything like that, when you go to press down, it'll get rid of the knobbly bits. If the diamonds are bigger than the actual piece here, it will actually shave them down. So you want to watch out for that. It does place the diamonds a lot straighter than doing it by hand, even though like I said, even though it did slow me down a little bit from working on my project, it did have the diamonds incredibly straight. And you just want to make sure you give it a good press down. Again, I cannot stress how the pressing down is important, because you want to make sure that all the diamonds stay on the canvas and don't come back up. Because as you saw yesterday, if you don't place them down, if the diamonds are too big, if they're an oblong shape, it will keep them from coming out of the device. So you want to make sure you press down really good. All right, so let's continue pushing them in here. And again, like I said, I've never seen this device anywhere, and it would be a great idea for partials, but I'm finding out that it's also not too bad for full drills if you know how to use it properly. It is just for rounds, because the holes in the grate are round. Like, it's a mesh net, so it's only round. I can't put squares in there because obviously you can't push a square through a circle. So it's only for round. I mean, maybe they'll come out with a square one, but at this time, only thing I've seen is the round one. And you can find it on AliExpress for a little over $3. I used the US shipping, so I got it here within about 10 days. I have to say, it is a little handy device where it does slow you down a little bit. If you're a perfectionist and say you're working on a smaller piece that isn't a 67 by 47, this might be ideal for you to make sure that those diamonds all line up correctly. Because essentially what you would do is you would place your diamonds, and then you would go back and just make sure that everything's lining up properly. We're going to zoom you in just a little bit here. Let's bring you more over to the center here. All right. So let's continue filling this in. Again, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below. I'm learning a little bit more about it the more I use it. So it's actually, like I said, it's actually really nice to have, especially if you have partials. And it's funny because one of my subscribers said that they were laughing when I said somebody's alert Stitcherista. Well, I did alert Stitcherista. So, yeah, because we all know she loves her partials, and I'm pretty sure she gets some good use out of this device. And she doesn't have any like small kids or anything, so she doesn't have to worry about like ninja starring, or her child or anything like that, ninja starring this into somebody's face or anything. I did have to, keep it out of reach of my kids. But I did let her know, hey, look, I got this new toy. You might want to check this out. So all right, so let's move on to the next color. So that was 823. And like I said, it might slow you down just a little bit, but if you love having those diamonds perfectly straight, it probably wouldn't be a bad investment for you. And I was also asked in my time-lapse video, yes, you've seen me use a 3, 6, and 9 placer in my time-lapse video. I'm not a stranger to any of those sizes, so I do use all 3 sizes. Matter of fact, I'm going to use a 6 placer now, which we all know that 6 placer holds like 7 diamonds if you push them in there correctly. But this is the edge of the mesh, and I'm just going to line this up the best I can and scooch it over. That didn't work out too well. Again, folks, it's trial and error. But you can just push them over to the side here. You want to make sure they're over to the side and not on top of the device, because that's something I kept doing yesterday when I was working with it, is I kept pushing it to the side, and that's not going to work. And this drill pin has no top, so like it makes it a little easier for me to push them around because it just grabs the top of them. Alright, so we got those up there. And we're going to go ahead and finish filling in these couple of spaces here. And again, you know, go back through, make sure they're on the canvas and not the device. Because they have a bad habit of, like, when you go to place them down, they will sit right on top of that device. You don't want them to sit on top of it. You want them to be right next to it because that edge, it's almost like a knife. So it's going to line them up on the outside. And you're probably wondering, you know, why didn't you just turn it around so you can use the bottom too? You can, I would say, lay your plastic down so that you have something to grab hold of this back piece with, so that when you go to lift it up, you're not having to worry about it sticking to the canvas or anything. I have a diamond loose up there. We're not going to worry about that right now. All right, so let's get rid of 823, and our next symbol is that one there. So that's 820. So you can use a single or multi-placer with it. You just have to be very careful on how you place your diamonds, and making sure that, as long as you make sure that you push down on them whenever you go to place your diamonds in, you should be fine. But you have to make sure you're pushing down on them so that they're going through the grate. Because you want to hear that little poppy noise. So I'm not going to make this a long tutorial, just something real quick and short because I had so many questions about it, and I did sit here last night playing with it and learning how to use it and wondering if I could use it on my full, because I don't have any partials. So I don't know how long it's going to take Teresa to get hers. I'm pretty sure she'll have a tutorial up on her channel as well of how to use it. So, and since she has partials, you know, she can show you how to actually do it on a partial. But since I don't do partials, I have it on this full drill here. I think Rachel Ray's also getting it. So, well, I think her and I ordered ours at the same time, but of course, because she lives out of country, I got mine a little bit before she did. So, if you're on either of those pages, they'll have more awesome tutorials, and maybe they can show you a few things that I didn't think of. These things happen, folks. That's why we're here. We're here to teach you. Alright, so we're gonna fill this part in. And I think I'm gonna time lapse until I finish filling this in, so that you guys not having to hear me ramble on about anything. Any important points I make, I'll make after I fill everything in. So enjoy seeing me do this in super speed. Alright. Boo. Did I scare you? I'm sorry. There's just something so satisfying about time lapses. I don't know what it is. I love them. Don't judge me. Either way, when you're using this tool, you want to remember to continue to push down on those drills. You want them to make that clicking noise to verify that they've been stuck to the canvas, because if not, you will see when I go to pick up the tool what happens. They will pop back up off the canvas, and you will have to put them down manually or place the tool back down properly to make sure that they go ahead and get adhered to the canvas. Kind of cool, huh? Alright, so we have all of our diamonds placed. We're going to go through one more time, and obviously if you checked it before, you know, you put them down, you won't have to go through again, but I'm going to go through just in case, for tutorial's sake. Just give me this. So we're going to go through and make sure that they're all down on the canvas. We don't want any of them sticking up, because when we lift this up, we want to see perfect lines. That's what we bought it for. You want to see perfect lines. You didn't buy it to get, oh, sometimes perfect lines. No, you want perfect lines. So you have to go through. If you didn't do it while you were doing it, you want to go through and make sure they're all in there. And sometimes you will get that occasional one that won't go in, and you kind of have to wiggle it around a little bit. But you got to have patience, people. You do this craft, you have patience. So you got like a few extra seconds to make sure that they're all down in here. So check them. And then once you've checked them, take the back piece and just lift it up slowly. Just like that. And as you can see, we did get a few of them that stayed with us. So what you can do is you can just place this back on top where they came up at. See, did we get them all? Again, folks, this is trial and error. There we go. Oh, nope. There's one there and one there. So we're gonna, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna take you off the tripod, bring you down so you can see if they are actually straight lines. So, hold on. All right, and as you can see, those are compared to, okay, so compare this line to this line. Like, do you see how you can still see symbols over here and they're not lined up very well? And then you look over here and they're perfectly straight. If this is what you're looking for when you do your diamond paintings, you want everything lined up perfectly straight and you don't want to see a bunch of this device is for you. It worked out perfectly. They're all laying straight. And again, you'll have like a line like this unless you push it back a little bit. I should have pushed it back a little bit more, but I didn't. But as you can tell, those lines are perfectly straight. And actually, and they're looking a little wonky here only because of the fact that they're dirty and I need to clean them. But I'm trying to get that out of there. And like I said, if the diamonds aren't all perfectly shaped, which some diamonds are a little bit bigger than others, it will essentially like it will shave them a little bit. So you'll see some shavings on your diamond painting, which you just pull your tweezers out and go ahead at it. But as you can see, look at that. Look at the difference between this side and that side. This is what this drill is made to do. It is made to make perfectly straight lines, and as you can see, it did just that. It is used for rounds and not squares. Again, like I said, you can't use squares with it because it's like a mesh net. So the mesh netting won't allow you to push a square down in there because it's round and not square. It does make the lines perfectly straight. It does take a little bit of maneuvering and getting used to because it is so thin, but you can see I use my multi-placer on it. I use multiple colors on it. And essentially, I just found a spot. And again, if I was going to go through this again with you, which I'm not, don't worry, I won't torture you like that. If I was going to go through this again, I would push it back a little bit further. So that's about right here. Or right here. So that when I did my next row of drills, it wouldn't leave the gap that I had left here, which is easy for you to then go through with like a multi-placer or something and fill in that line. But like I said, it does exactly what it's supposed to do. So this has been my little tutorial on this drill straightener. I say if you're one that loves perfectly straight lines, it's definitely going to be a good investment for you. It does take a little bit of time of getting used to and working with it and getting used to it and then placing it and taking it and pulling it up and placing it again. But if you're looking for perfection, you're going to get it with this tool. So I would highly recommend. Again, I'm going to link it down in the comment section or the description box below. Again, if you have any more questions, comments, if there's anything else you would like to see me do with this, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. Don't be shy. I'm open to any and all suggestions. Again, this has been my little tutorial on how to use the drill straightener from, I actually think it's called Pooh Kitchen. Yeah, I said that. It's kind of gross for a name, but I didn't, yeah. Anywho, I'm going to let you guys get going. I just wanted to give you guys a little tutorial on how to use it. Hopefully this was helpful to answering any and all questions you may have. If not, again, put them down in the comment section, folks. I can't do anything if you don't tell me what you want to see. Either way, I'm going to go back to lifing. I will see you guys tonight in the After Hours Lounge, which starts at 9 p.m. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.